I'm Felicia Truedsson, and you're watching the Permanent Rain Press.
Hi everyone, it's Chloe with the Permanent Rain Press, and today I am so happy to be joined by Felicia Truedsson. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you for asking, and I'm so excited to have you as guest number 9 in this interview series to dive deep into young royals. Tell me, how have the past couple of months been for you since the release of the show?
Um, they've been crazy, like very overwhelming, and like I never would have expected it for it to be like this big, but it's really crazy.
Yeah, it's impacted places all over the world. I know you have viewers in so many different countries, and we'll get to talking about that a bit later. But I wanted to start off with asking you about your background. What was that initial spark that got you passionate about the arts and about performing?
I think it was because my dad used to have like this old camera. So when I was little, I always like used to play around with it, and I would get my friends to come over and we would film like different kinds of strange video things. And then my parents were also like they work in the flights industry, so they're not at all like in the entertainment business, but they have always been very like encouraging for me to like go and try things, and especially like acting. So I think that's how it all started.
What were some of your favorite films or shows growing up that kind of where you said to yourself, I might want to do that when I'm older?
Hmm. I watched like a lot of like these like the typical I don't know what if this is really what got me into like I want to do acting, but I was like one of those girls who watched like Pretty Little Liars, like Vampire Diaries, and like all of those things, and I'm like, oh my God. But I'm not sure if that was just like a teenage phase thing. I don't know.
I feel like there's definitely like no shame in those shows. I mean, they lasted for so long, right? So you kind of follow along with the characters and you're thinking like, hey, it might be cool to be on something like that.
Yeah, I because since I started out so early, I think I don't even know if I had like started actually like watching like those kinds of things when I was like 9, I think, when I started acting. Uh yeah.
So let's talk about when you started acting. Your kind of first big project was the historic crime drama Anno 1790. I know I got the pronunciation for that one right, but because you were
Yeah.
so young, like 9, 10, 11 years old, do you have a lot of vivid memories from that project?
I do. I definitely do have memories. Because it was, a whole new world and so many like new impressions, and um but I wish like because I don't think I really understood what I was doing. So in a way, because it was like a costume drama and we were wearing corsets, and it was such a cool project to be a part of. So I wish, in a way, I wish I would have done it a bit later so that I could actually like enjoy it for real.
Yeah, it's kind of like this soak it all in moment, right? So you're like kind of doing the moving parts, but you're not exactly like comprehending everything. But I'm sure it
Exactly.
was exciting for you, and I'm sure you had a parent on set at all times. So
Yeah.
they're probably like, this is huge, Felicia. Like I'm sure that they were so proud of you to book that project.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was very lucky as well because it was like one of the first things I auditioned for. So I was like, and also that's when I knew I was like, I'm gonna pursue acting. But then I thought it was so easy. So I was like, oh, this was, and then it wasn't at all.
Yeah, it's like that naivety thing,
Mhm,
but
yeah.
you got a handle of it. Like you've been very busy over the past 10 years. You star in the soapy thriller Liko as
I'm sorry.
you're gonna correct
But
me in just a
no, it's
second.
actually good. It's actually good. Likovicen. It's pretty close.
Thank you. I tried. So you start with Stephanie, but tell me, what do you enjoy about this character and having played her over these 2 seasons?
Yeah, so we filmed two more seasons just now. And it's a very different kind of project because it's a soap opera. Um, so it's the whole filming process is like a machine almost. It's there are like two teams, and then we film with four cameras, and we do two seasons in like 7 weeks, which is crazy. It's insane. But you learn a lot, and since I've been on the show like since season one, my character has kind of grown into like from being an annoying teenager to growing up a little bit. So that's really cool to play.
It must be super cool, like you mentioned, to kind of grow with your character, like being able to return and it's not just one and done. Tell me about what it's like working with this ensemble cast that you've been around, and I guess now for these 4 seasons.
It's been, I think, almost like every time you get on a set working on something, you become like, a little family. But this is really, since we've been working on it for multiple seasons, it's like, it's literally like a family. The actors who play my parents, for example, like we have this like hate love relationship, and it's just like, um, but it's so cool, and I'm so grateful to get to be a part of it.
For those who haven't seen the show yet in the Nordic countries, how would you describe it and pitch it to potential viewers?
It's it's a lot of drama. It's a little bit of crime. Like a lot of characters and things are happening in like ultra speed. So you won't get bored. That's for sure.
I feel like when you mention Pretty Little Liars, like this could be your own version of Pretty Little Liars. Yeah, it's not like all these girls as main characters, but it's soapy. There's crime, right?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I saw in the trailer that you were singing and playing guitar, so tell me about your passion for music and when that took shape for you.
Yeah, I do. I get by. Like it's not like I'm a professional guitar player or anything, but I went to a music program thing in high school. So I got to do like a bit of performing and stuff, and I've continued to play the guitar and sing and stuff at home mostly because it's a nice thing to be able to do.
Tell me, who are some artists that have inspired you to kind of pick up a guitar and start singing? And second part of the question is, are you writing your own music right now?
I am, but it's mostly for fun. Like I'm not really trying to do anything with it, although it would have been so cool to release something at some point. But I just really enjoy like being able to like get that space and time of your own and like just being with you and your music. And like about the artist, I listen to a lot of like different kinds of things, and I have like phases where I go through and I listen to a specific kind of genre, and right now I'm in a Swedish hip hop phase. But like I always like kind of circle back to a few artists, and that's like Billie Eilish, like Kevin Abstract, Amy Winehouse, Frank Ocean, like a few. I have a few that I like. I keep coming back to them, but
I think that's exciting to hear that you're writing your own music. And like you mentioned, you're not quite ready to share that with the world just yet, but it's nice to get in that personal creative space. And who knows, you have musician friends. That kind of leads me
yeah.
into my next question is you've done behind the scenes camera work. You produced a music video for Boy Destroy. You directed one for Nelson L's All For You. So where did this interest originate?
I think since I was like I told you, since I was little, like I used to film stuff just for fun. And then that turned into like the acting thing, and I really enjoyed that. But also I think I've always kind of had like a passion for being part of the creation process, like in those terms. So um yeah, I think it's always kind of been there, but also been lucky because I've met a lot of new friends that have enabled me to pursue those things as well.
And those videos are great. I have to say, Nelson L's song, it's too short a song and therefore it's too short a music video. But
It's a beautiful song.
yeah, I love the choices that you made, like the lighting, the subtle choreography, the way the camera like drew forth and back, and the closing door. So for those watching, if you haven't seen it yet, it's on YouTube. Nelson L's All For You. Are you hoping to do more of this behind the scenes directing, producing in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually going to study script writing this fall, so I'm very excited for that. And I definitely want to get into directing as well, like for sure.
And I'm sure like getting the opportunity to be on so many like film TV sets nowadays, it just kind of increases that interest of yours.
Yeah, you learn so much as well. Like even on those productions that you're in front of the camera, I try and like, listen and learn as much as I can, and like why did they make that choice, and so you learn a lot, and you also get to speak to a lot of like cool creators. So yeah, I'm very happy.
I was gonna say when you're not in front of the camera, you try to sneak behind the camera and try
Yeah,
to
yeah,
shadow
yeah.
the directors when you can.
Yeah, that's actually like I try and listen. Like I sometimes I forget what I'm actually doing because I'm like listening to everything that's going on.
So let's talk about Young Royals, where you star as Stella. We don't know too much about her background, but I can assume she comes from a bit of a wealthy family. What can you share about her and her personality?
I mean, because I went into the project like not knowing a lot about her either, because it doesn't, like, the script doesn't tell you a lot about who she really is. But for sure, like, she comes from a wealthy family. I see her as someone who speaks her mind. She obviously like likes the gossip thing, but also like me and Mimi Sion, who plays Frederica, our characters is like almost always seen together. So I think like a lot of who our characters came out to be uh, had to do with like our kind of chemistry.
Yeah, you mentioned she speaks her mind. She is very no nonsense, but she's also intuitive. Like she's the one who sees past August's charm and lets Felice know that. For those watching, we will be discussing spoilers, so please make sure you are all caught up on season 1 on Netflix. Now, are there any specific films, characters, or series that you kind of watched and found inspiration in when you were preparing for this role?
And me and Mimi like played around with the Mean Girls reference a lot. We still wanted to make them feel like real and not, in that sense. Like, yeah, some of those characters in the Mean Girls series are like kind of heightened in their personalities.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned that because Mean Girls was a bit more heightened. This show does feel a bit more grounded despite the kind of scenario or place where it takes place. But what was your favorite scene to be a part of and why?
I think the one with all the girls getting ready for the Lucia celebration, um, because it was kind of improvised and we got to like play around a lot, and that's always fun.
That one was another one of my favorites because we didn't get to see all 5 girls together very often.
Yeah.
So that was a good bonding experience. So it was a bit improvised. Can we talk about the like shampoo bottle? What were you
Yeah.
actually spritzing into your mouths there? Was
I
it just
think
water or was it actually like something else? Like at least a
I
bubbly
think
drink?
I don't know if it was, well, I think it was water, but it was like, since it was an actual like soap bottle thing, it had soap flavor. So yeah.
I think someone needed to do a better job cleaning that out.
Yeah.
But I got the reaction, right? Because it was,
Yes.
you could see it like tasted kind of off. So good acting, or it was actually a bit, yeah, soapy.
It was a nice thought from the one who, kept the soap flavor in there.
I wanted to talk about another scene that I enjoyed that you were in, which is the in-class debate about economy and taxes. It's a really good commentary about class and wealth, so I hope we get to see more of it in due
Definitely.
time. But what did you enjoy about filming those kind of class scenes where everyone was together in one place?
I mean, first of all, like, because it wasn't all days of filming where all the actors were on set. So the classroom scenes were definitely fun because everyone was there. So everyone was like messing around, and it was very much fun. And those scenes, like that scene for in particular, is says so much about like what kind of background they're all coming from, in contrast to Simon's background.
Yeah, and your line was shots fired. Stella looked directly or glanced directly at Simon and Sarah when she said welfare scammers just take, so that's worse. It was all in the delivery, but you did
Sorry,
a really
guys.
good job. I'm sure after the scene you were like, I don't feel this way. I can't believe I'm saying
Yeah,
this,
I was
but
like,
acting.
everyone's gonna hate me.
Well, I don't think I feel like she's definitely not the most hated because there are definitely worse characters than Stella. Um,
August.
yeah, cough just subtly. Malte does do that character so well. Tell me,
Yeah, yeah, he's amazing.
as a viewer, what was your favorite scene?
There are so many great scenes. I think, I mean, I really enjoyed the one where Edwin or Wilhelm is making a speech after Eric's passed away. Sorry, spoiler. I hope everyone's seen it. I really, because also like I feel like since I was there, like watching him deliver it, I don't know if that makes it extra like powerful, but it's just really powerful scene, and he did such a good job with that.
Now, should season two go ahead, fingers crossed, what would you like to see from Stella or any of this cast? Like, do you have some pipe dreams or wish list items?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think all of the characters have had very like interesting developments. So I would like to see just more of everything. But also with Stella, I hope that we can get some more of her and Frederica's dynamic like thing, because I think that would be really fun to play around with.
Yeah, I think some people on social media are determined that Stella and Frederica are girlfriends. So I can kind of see where this is going. Is that something that you might like to explore? As you mentioned, the chemistry was there between you and Mimi.
I I can't say.
I
Can't
know you
say, but
can't say, but it's something like, so did you two know each other prior to filming, or had you just met on set?
no, no, we didn't know each other, but we really clicked like from the first like casting we did. But yeah, for sure, like I'd like to see that happen for sure. I think that would be really cool, but yeah, I don't want to say
It's
too
in the
much.
writer's hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know that the writing teams, they've done such an incredible job in season one. So I can't wait to see, what the future might hold for everyone. But I love the piggyback out of the music room. Like you can see it there. They're such a good duo. I know other things that people would like to see is some kind of holiday special. What
Oh
this group is
yeah,
up to during winter break. What do you
that would
think
be interesting.
Stella might be up to if you had to kind of just visualize
I
it?
think she's probably like going skiing in some French mountains somewhere, like,
Yeah, like a good resort, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You also horseback ride, so hopefully more time in the stables. I bet you were
Yeah,
jealous.
that's so true. I would love that. It was really scary. Like it was a while since I did it. Like we actually had a scene where we barely like we were barely like in the final cut, like we're not even in there, but we were on the horses.
Okay, so
And
you did spend time in the stables. We just didn't get to kind of see it in the
yeah, yeah,
okay.
exactly. So that was a lot of fun. The horses are so cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. So was it your first time kind of horseback riding in the show?
I used to horseback ride when I was little, um, but it was a while ago, so I thought it was going to be easier than it was, but it was a little bit scary. But it went well. I'd love to like get more like lessons and then do like a proper scene on the horses. That would
Yeah, and spend more time with the animals, of
be
course.
cool.
So take me behind the scenes. What are some of your favorite moments when the cameras weren't rolling?
Oh, I think like every single moment where we all got to like get transformed together, like I said before, the days where we were almost like all of us on set, um and we all got to like transform together, and people, because most of us aren't like at all like our characters in the series, so it's a cool thing to like spend those early mornings and then get into your wardrobe and makeup, and then yeah, I had so much fun. It's like the best people ever.
So you filmed season one, I think around a year ago now, winter in Sweden. I heard it's very cold. Were there a lot of
Terrible.
heaters on set?
Yeah, we had like tents with fans, like with hot air. And but it was cold. It was it was cold. But there's not much you can do about it.
I'm sure you got used to it by the end of filming. It did look like you had a lot of fun, just hanging out. Did you get to spend time in the music room, on the keys or playing guitars, or was it all just props?
No, I went in there a few times when I had time over. So it was nice to be, because I think we were like at an actual school as well. Because yeah, so it was nice to have that music room, because I'm sure that was there like before we got there. I think. Yeah.
Guess we'll have to fact check on
We
that
had to fact check.
one.
I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it.
So you mentioned hair, makeup, wardrobe. They killed it. They did an incredible job. All the looks I loved. Tell me, what was your favorite outfit or look of Stella's?
I loved all of them. I was so excited every day I got in there, and they were like, "Oh, today you're gonna wear this, you're gonna put this makeup on," and I was just, it was so cool. So big shout out to the makeup artists in the costume department. I I loved all of them, but I think like the ones with when I was wearing like a skirt and then knee-high socks. That was because then I felt like I was in Gossip Girl or something, or yeah.
Felt like that schoolgirl look, right?
Yeah.
I loved the when everyone kind of got glammed up for the boarding house weekend dinner. That one was a good look. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see too much. I think everyone was standing at the table, and I'm like, wow, those outfits look nice. But she also wore a lot of face jewels as well.
Yeah.
There
That
something that you ever wear like going out, or was it completely new
yeah.
for the show?
For me it was new. But I got the website from Anna, the makeup artist. And then I went in and I ordered like these like kind of eyes things that you put on your eyes, and then I had it for Halloween, I think. Uh, so yeah, I'll definitely use those in the future. Really
That's
cool.
awesome when they introduce you to something new, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And she also had some great kind of sweater vests. I liked the one, there
Yeah.
was one in episode 6 when it had like these giant white flowers on it, and I was like, that's a cool vest. I would
Yeah.
want one like that.
Yeah, she had a couple of them. Yeah, they're really cool.
And like you mentioned, it just must be fun going in the morning, just seeing what they picked out for you and
Hmm.
rolling with it.
Because we had been to fittings before, but I didn't know like what they'd actually went gone like gone with. Do you say
Decided
that?
on, yeah, like
Decided
yeah,
on, yeah.
yeah.
Um, so and sometimes they pick out an entirely new outfit, so that was very, very cool.
So your co-star and close friend Omar Rudberg told us that you kind of encouraged him to audition for this show and have been such a nice support for him as a new actor. How special has it been to see him thrive in the role of Simon?
I mean, it's just surreal. He's so talented, and just thinking about the fact that this is his first acting job, I'm just speechless. I'm so proud of him. And I remember this in particular, like the scene where he sings in the church. It takes a fool to remain sane. And we filmed that, and then I was gonna walk up to him, and I was like trying to just tell him he did a good job, and I just broke into tears because I'm so proud of him. And it was so powerful with all the people in the church, and he was just standing up there and being amazing.
When did you two kind of first meet and become friends?
It was maybe like 1.5 years ago. And it was all faith. Like we had a common like mutual friend, and then we met, and then I was doing an audition for something else, and then he ended up auditioning for that too because they were looking for someone like that fit his description. And then yeah, we just became friends.
I feel like just talking to you both in interviews, you both have like this really good vibe and energy. So I can see why it kind of clicked. And you were in his Ala Ba'oof music video. So friends supporting friends.
So funny. I'm
Love
like
to
in
see
one
it.
frame, and I noticed like someone picked up on me being there, and I was like, that's crazy because it's literally like such a short,
I think
like
people
a
are
second.
looking for you now
Mm.
for evidence of your friendship. But it's funny your caption or replying was like, I just wanted to order a burger or food, and this guy wouldn't stop dancing.
So annoying. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's pretend that you were actually there to order food. I think he said that he wasn't actually making the patties, but the grill was on. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's I think that's how it was.
Now you two act together. I mean, the only next step is music. So once you get a
Yeah.
hang of it, maybe one day, right? Never say never.
Never say never. That would be awesome.
And speaking of support, the fandom is so passionate. You've been feeling a lot of love on places like Instagram and Twitter. So what has that support meant to you?
I I can't really like even I still don't understand what's happening. I think it's I've never experienced anything even close to this. So it's literally like the best like fandom ever. It's crazy. They're so loving, and I can't like explain how much it means. It's really humbling, and
So what inspired you to join Twitter?
yeah. Yeah, so I had a couple of like a couple of people like asking me to get it, and then I was working on a project with Malte, and he was like, I'm gonna get Twitter now. And I was like, yeah, fine. And then I did it, and it's been cool. It's been really cool. Like I had no idea how it worked before I got on there, and then I kind of figured it out, and now I'm just checking in at times and seeing what's up.
I love that you and Malte both kind of broke down. You're like, okay, I'll get Twitter now because I know a lot of people were asking for it.
Yeah, yeah, it had to be done.
So a new project, anything you can share about that one or anything else you've been working on?
I can't. I not about that one. But I have like young adult series thing coming out. But I can't say more about that either. But
It will
it's
come out soon enough,
yeah,
hopefully on social media. But you have been busy, so that's always good.
that's
Turtle
awesome.
Safari is your social media handle
Because I honestly like I wish I had a great story for this, but I've always just thought turtles are really cool. And then I lived in London, studied there for 2 years, and the family I lived with had like a tortoise. Do you say that? So that's like a turtle on land. Um and it was walking around the house and just chilling, and I was like, oh, turtle safari. I don't
I
know.
think that's a story. Like you spent
Is
time
it
with a turtle, so
true?
it's not like you just it came out of nowhere. But it's kind of taken on a wonderful life of its own. People are photoshopping you hanging out
I
with
know.
turtles. Your
It's so
face was
sweet.
on a turtle.
It's so sweet. I mean, they make my day. Like yeah, it's so cool.
And they're asking you to name their pets. Is that a job you take very seriously?
I haven't yet because it scares me because, it scares me. But maybe I should actually get into that and start naming people's pets. That'd be interesting.
You're like, it's a lot of pressure, right?
I feel like it's a lot of pressure because that pet will be, named that for their entire lives. So
It must be an honor that people are asking you. I know you get asked to join group chats, Twitter spaces like day in and day out. Have you managed to get in on any of those yet?
I got like I still honestly like I don't really understand how it works. So that's a big part of why I'm not doing it. But I got in on one the other week, um, not knowing what I was doing, but I was like, clicking around. I was like, oh. And then I was also with Omar, and so we had a little chat with some people, and it was really nice. It was just so nice. So yeah.
It just must be amazing to connect with people and hear like how much the show has impacted them, and not only in Sweden, but so many other places.
Yeah, I still can't really grasp what's going on and how, and I try and read everything like I get like on Instagram and stuff, but it's getting hard. Like it's getting hard to read everything, but it's I really try to, and everything I read just warms my heart. So thank you to everyone who takes their time to message.
That's a perfect way to kind of end things off and lead into my final question, our signature question for you. If you could be any ice cream flavor, which would you be and why?
I'm gonna be boring and say chocolate because I love chocolate. It's the best thing ever. It's just love it.
I love that answer. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, really.
Make sure to catch Felicia in Young Royals. Season 1 is out now on Netflix, and we will see you next time.